Hi everyone, it's Linda. I am participating in Crafty Kitty's February Use Your Stash Challenge. So I want to show you some of the things that I made in the last week. So this will be uploaded for week 1. Okay, so one of the things I was determined to make, I had to find a video, and I'll probably link one of the videos I did use to make a matchbook little storage box. So this here was the first one I made. I made the base from a file folder. Now, I can't even remember how to make it. I'd have to watch the video. But anyway, I cut it, and then I scored it, and then you do little snips, and then you glue, and then you can add another extra piece in here to make this like thicker and sturdier to hold your thing. And then I cut the piece of paper and wrapped it around, scored it, and glued the back there, and there's your little matchbook. I just thought it was so cute because you could keep some small ephemeras there if you didn't want to keep it in a plastic container and wanted to keep this on your desk. And of course you can decorate these. Okay, so then I made another one. I used thicker scrapbook paper. These are both one-sided, so I didn't have an extra piece of purple to go in here for the base, so I just used a brown. So again, it's nice and thick. And then this was a corresponding, and it does fit a bit better, or of course now I'm going to have a hard time getting it back in. Oh, and the other thing is, okay, there's 2 things you need to know. You're supposed to put a notch in one of the ends here, and you do that, well, you could do it with, I guess, a notch puncher of some kind. However, in the video, this is all made with your envelope punch board, or in my case, my 123 punch board, which includes making envelopes. And it has a punch, and they show you how to punch to make the notch. Well, this and this were too thick. They would not get under the punch to be punched. So I don't have a notch, but I figure you're just pushing on one end anyway, right? So I made that. The other thing I made, this was for a couple weekends now. The Book Vandal. She was making this. It's like a little journal with envelopes, different size envelopes stuck to the top. She didn't really finish it, so I've been waiting for another video. But I just sort of filled mine. So that's just a collage on top for decoration. Some tags here. And then in here, I made an envelope. And just a journaling card. So that goes in here. So all the envelopes open up to the side. I sewed that after. Kind of made a little bit of a mess here with the sewing machine, but I just put in these tags, okay, into here, into this envelope. I really do need 2 hands here. Hold on a second. What the heck? Okay, we'll leave that out for now. All right. And then in this envelope, it's just folded up piece of softer, not as thick scrap paper that corresponds. And it's just blank on the other side, so you can write on it. So that just goes in there. This one, I made, just a journaling card. I used a tab. So sorry, journaling card, and I used my homemade round tab. And put that in there. Make it stick out a little bit. And then in the bottom, I just distressed and put a piece of paper in for writing. I cut it down a little bit so it'll fit. And then in here in this envelope, it's just, again, another journaling card that matches the paper. It's the paper pad is that Theodosia that I picked up at Hobby Lobby in the States. Yeah, so these envelopes, like they stick here, and they're supposed to just look like a bundle of envelopes. Now, originally I had twine, and you can even see a little piece is still there. I had to cut it because after 4 ties, the twine shredded itself. It was useless, so I should have used ribbon. And then over here is the journal part. So I just quickly sewed in. I think I did it by hand. I didn't even measure or anything. I did it really like how she did it, just so I got it in here. I don't know how I made that noise. See, so it's sewn. So I just grabbed some paper and a few other, but nothing really. It's more of almost like what they call a naked journal. There's not much in there. And then on this side, I have a pocket, which I decorated a little bit with some of the ribbon. The doilies are from my doilies collection, where I just keep buying them whenever I see them. But I've stopped for a while because they're always the same. But the ribbon is from the giant Dollar Tree ribbon packs. This I just made this morning. It's a little notebook. So I found a 2-hole punch at the thrift store months ago in good shape for $3. So I bought it. And I've seen more since, but I only need one. So, and again, only $3. And they're in good, most of the ones I've ever seen are in excellent shape. So I thickened up this paper with cardstock. I cut paper down to just under 4 inches wide. And I scored it. I punched it all together. And then I took the paper out and I scored it at the 1 inch. So all of these have, it's hard to see, but they all have a score line. I have what it's called a dial trimmer from Wear Memory Keepers. And one of the options, other than wavy lines and stuff in the straight cut, is a perforation. So it would just be if you want to write something and rip it out. So I just love it. And then I just used a ribbon to finish it off, to tie it up. And that goes in the front pocket. And then in the back, I should have made this an accordion so there's more room, but I didn't. So it's just a little slot. Okay. So yeah, so I did that. And then you tie it up and that keeps your book closed. And then, because I don't have the twine to keep the envelopes or like the little letters, your bundle of letters, I grabbed this because I've been, over the last year or two, whenever I see any cute headbands that I think might be good closures, and this one matches perfect. It's like brown and beige, or cream and brown. It's like, anyway, it's simple. It does the job. So anyway, so I made that. That was courtesy of the Book Vandal. Maybe I'll try and add a link to the first video of that. Excuse me so much. I'm getting over a really bad cold right now. Okay. These have different names. I made 4 of them. Some people call them Frankenpaper. Some people call them collages. Some people now suddenly, oh shoot, what is it? It has a new name now. Masterboard, which every time, now I'm insulting people, but I find that a condescending title because they won't admit, it's like the people who are hardcore about calling it masterboard, some of them won't admit it's the same thing as a collage or a Frankenpaper. It's basically collage. So it's with the Theodosia paper that I used in here. So I haven't cut this up. So I have 4 pages. So there's that one, and then there's that one, and there's that one, and then there's that one. I know, I try to keep them all like squares and rectangles, and then I did a little diamond. Look at me being different. Anyway, so I took these to work, and our photocopier only prints, like when you copy something, it only comes out in black ink. But it has the scanning ability, and you can, and our photocopier is set up that we can scan something and not just print it, but we can not just make a copy of it and print it, but we can send it to ourselves, like to an internal email. So I sent these, so I have these as like JPEGs, I guess, or PDFs. Sorry, they're PDFs. And I looked at them and they seem a bit muted, but I don't know. It's probably just because they really are muted, right? So I have no intention of ever selling them. So no one can, try and, the copyright people can't come and chase me down and kill me for that. So I just thought, I just haven't cut into them yet because I just like how they look so far. I just don't have the heart to do anything with them. But I could always print, the whole idea is I print out my copies and then I can use those. But no, I probably will use these one day. I just thought they're really cute. And the final thing is this tray. It was a 2-4 of Coca-Cola cans. So I've kept a couple because I just have this thing, like, they seem very useful and sturdy. So I tend to keep current projects in there. So this is all the scraps, and I even have like a book where I rip pages out for any, you know, projects. And I keep all the scraps for this project that I did are in here. So I might there's one more project coming up that I have to show you. But I think what I'd like to do is cover this up and strengthen it a bit with some paper. I have craft paper that I got from work because we have a giant roll in our mail area. So, and then I figure maybe the inside I'll use some of the cardstock. But the thing is, this is more than 12 inches, so, right? So I'm not sure how, like, it's going to be in different pieces. But anyway, I'm going to strengthen this. I don't care that it says Coca-Cola, but I just thought just to strengthen it up a bit, I would do that. Now, the final project, and I was going to quickly work on one with you, was I made what they call paper clusters. Yeah, there's a bit of ribbon on here. And I've turned it into a paper clip. There's the paper clip. And so I used some scraps of the paper from the pile, and I inked them up a bit at the edge. I used a scrap piece of lace, and then I used one of my jewel pieces from the jewel embellishment collection. Here, I'll show you this. Oops, sorry, wrong end. This just clips on. See? It never hurts to have extra paper clips because they make the whatever you put them on just sparkle a bit. So here I have the paper clip on like the final backing. So this side will be glued to the cluster, and then this side is the side you'll see, and I inked it a little bit, or I can still ink it again after. So I figure I have this as the base, and excuse me. Right now I'm using Vintage Photo Distress ink, not oxide. Even though, like I said before, I have no idea what the difference is, but if you mix the two, the world will implode. So I have that, and then let's get some fabric tack flowing here. Put some on here. Sorry, don't mean everything off screen. Don't mean to. I'm going to put a little piece of cheesecloth, which I will trim after. Okay, let's put that down. And then I have a little coupon and a little paper doily. So I'm going to put that down on it, slightly angled, and then put the doily on there. And then to finish it off, I thought I would put, I have a couple of circles that I had punched out, because sometimes when I have scraps that I'm not sure what to do with, I'll cut them into usable sizes or shapes for future projects, right? It never hurts to have this stuff on the ready. Oops, I got some glue accidentally on the front. I'll wipe that off after. So I'll put that down. Now I'm getting glue everywhere. And sticking to everything. And I haven't even glued this little guy down yet, this little flower that is in my collection. One of these days I will give you a tour of my room, but it's just, yes, it's messy, ha ha ha, like everyone's is messy, but I have things in here, I've made things, and I can't show you because I don't know where the heck they went to. I told you about my shaker. I still haven't found my first and only shaker. You know what? It might be up here. I wonder if I put it up here. Oh, and here's one of the other. Okay, I did find some other stuff I made. Okay, but I'm not sure if the shaker, I think, is up there. I just can't see it at the moment. That'll be in the next video. Okay, because this is week 1. So, now let me just glue this. And it doesn't really matter which way it goes. So I'm just going to push that down. I prefer using Fabric-Tac. I did get an order of art glitter glue. someone gave me, a coworker gave me, I think I mentioned this before, gave me an Amazon gift card. And so I splurged and bought art glitter glue because it's really expensive, but I bought it in October. And how lucky was I that it didn't come frozen, and because they refused to sell in certain hemispheres at certain times of the year, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so there it is. It's done. It's just a bit drying. And I can still kind of, right? Just like I should have done more. I'll have to get my little, this guy, and get any of the excess glue off. And you know what? It really does. I find this really does work. So I feel sorry for someone who, for people who say they don't see a difference. What I do, I love it. So, but I'm trying to find more in the store, and I haven't seen any more at Dollar Tree. I am hoping it'll come back. So there you have it. There's how I made my paper cluster. There are such a thing as fabric clusters. That'll be in another video. I haven't made them yet, but I will be. So those are my projects. So there's my 2 little paper clips. Yay. Yeah, so those are my projects for now. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then that's for the matchbooks, right? And 5. This will be, it's not really a project, but I guess it's a job, right? Yeah, so that's it. So this is week 1, even though I'm kind of posting it early in week 1. Anyway, this is week 1, and I hope you guys like what I've done, and I will see you later. Bye, everyone.